Jesus goes to the synagogue to present a hard teaching. And because of that hard teaching, the people in that place decide to get rid of him. First, they drag him out of the synagogue and they want to throw him down the cliff. All because he stands before them with a hard teaching. First of all, he gives them his manifesto. He gives them the reason why he came on earth. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, that he has been anointed by God to do a particular duty, to bring liberty to the captives, to give eyes to the blind, to bring back into the community those that the community has judged, has condemned. That is his mission. And on top of that, now he goes on to talk about, the things that people are not very comfortable about. Something that is not supposed to be talking about, because those things belong to the past. Those things belong somewhere hidden. But he talks about them in order to challenge them. And it is for this reason that they want to kill him. Maybe we can see ourselves in the character of Jesus. It's not all the time that people are going to be clapping whenever you stand to speak. Sometimes they are not going to clap. They will try to actually silence you. As they say, they will try to gag you. They will try to put a cloth, on your mouth so that you don't talk anymore. Because whatever is coming out of your mouth is something challenging them. If all the time you stand, people are clapping and are clapping and are clapping, that should give you, something to think about. Because probably, just maybe, some of them may not be clapping for you genuinely. Sometimes we have to allow ourselves to go through the wrath of the people, to experience that wrath, right in that particular situation where we have stood to preach or to give the hard teaching. We have to allow ourselves to experience that. Because you cannot be a strong Christian if you have not been through the fire. Jesus has been through the fire. And sometimes this fire comes even from the people closest to you. The people that want to throw Jesus out of the synagogue or that want to kill him are his own people. They know his family. They're even saying, is this not Joseph's son? These are his own people. And he says, a prophet is not welcome in his own land. So Jesus is experiencing the wrath of the people in his own land. And these people are not just people. They are his people. And these are the ones that rise against him. We must see ourselves in the character of Jesus. We must put ourselves in the shoes of Jesus. Sometimes the people that rise against you are not people that are far from where you are. They are people that are close. From within the family, even your friends, close friends, those are the people that will pick up stones to throw at you. Those are the people that might, tie a rope around your neck to throw you down the cliff. But are you going to back out simply because you're experiencing that wrath from your own people? Christianity teaches us to be courageous, to be strong. Just as Jesus stands right in front of the wrath of the people to experience that, we too are called to just be like that, to stand firm no matter what comes our way. We must also, try to own the manifesto of Jesus. It is the manifesto of Jesus, but it can also be our own manifesto. Meaning that on our own journey of Christianity, we too have been called to bring liberty to each other. We too have been called to give sight to those that do not have the sight. We are called to give the food to those that are hungry, to give water to those that are thirsty. This is also our manifesto. This is our mission. The Christian ministry is grounded in being available, especially at the service of the poor, of the vulnerable of our community, of our society. If we cannot find ourselves within the manifesto of Jesus, then maybe probably we are even still very far away from Jesus himself. Today we launch the season of creation. And as we launch this season of creation, the reminder is very simple, that this common home, this place we call a common home, this earth, is the only place that God has given us in which we have to live and do everything that we have to do. There is no other. You can't say, I'm leaving earth, I'm going to Jupiter. Go to Jupiter and see if you're going to survive there. Maybe if you're even going to get there anyway. So this place called the earth is the only common place that God has given us as our home. And if we cannot take care of our home, then we are not just destroying our home, we are also destroying ourselves. And we can do this in very simple ways. We can do this in very simple ways. You find a paper lying somewhere where it is not supposed to be, pick it up. Very simple. A child in church, is it a baby, a toddler, is eating jiggies, and he or she throws that paper somewhere. As an adult, pick it up. That is a very simple way of taking care of what we call our common place. Planting flowers where we are, at our home. You know, nowadays people are putting pavers everywhere. Everywhere, just pavers. Yeah, they look very beautiful, they look nice, but there's something that, you know, there's a negative side of it. Let us put it that way. We can put pavers, but there should still be room in our compound, around our compound, for flowers, for plants, for trees. That is a very good way of taking care of what we call our home. So, as co-creators, we are custodians of what God has created. And as we launch this important season, the message that the church is sending to the world out there is, let us take care of Mother Earth. Let us not be irresponsible. Those big companies that, you know, that emit, you know, is it smoke? Anyhow, going into the sky. They don't know what that thing goes to do up there in the sky. We've been experiencing droughts. Part of it is because something is destroyed up there, because people are just emitting, you know, smoke gases anyhow. We had a case, a West case, is it a few weeks ago, where a company on the Copper Belt polluted Kafue River. The story is out there, everybody has seen it. Fish died. We're talking of fish. This will have effects on the people because that is the river that most of us depend on. Acid. 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 And there have been efforts to try and sweep the story under the carpet. Because these are big companies, eh? You know, you don't say anything negative to a buyer. Otherwise, the buyer will stop buying. So you try as much as possible not to bite the finger that is feeding you. But what effects is this thing going to have in the immediate and in the long run? Not on the fish, of course, on the earth, on nature, but most importantly, on human beings. And this is what should worry us now. These are big stories, you know, big stories that everybody should be talking about. But efforts are there to sweep them under the carpet. Some journalists, courageous journalists, have gone out to report on such stories. Some of them have already been receiving threats. Yeah. The season of creation. How do we take care of Mother Earth? Is by avoiding things like that. When something like this happens, everybody should rise to condemn it. This is wrong, should not happen again. The fish has died. We don't know how many people are going to die because of this thing. These are stories that everybody should be talking about. And up on social media, no, uja na beef na chite. And my stories have been kumutu. There are real stories there that everybody should be worried about. No, uja musician uja wanambera nyimbo. Uli uja winango. No, uja aenda na ndani. Those are There are real stories that people should be writing about. Social media bloggers, there are stories that you need to amplify to raise awareness, because a lot is happening against Mother Earth. You and I are going to suffer the consequences of what is happening now. Tomorrow, we are going to suffer the consequences, because nobody or very few have the courage today to rise and to condemn and to say, this is wrong. This company has done something wrong. They should be charged, and charged heavily, not just heavily. Yeah. As we also launch September as the biblical month, we are reminded to make the Bible the most important book of our life. It should be close to us. As families, we need to be reflecting on the scriptures, not just September, even beyond, but more so in September. As smoke-some communities, the Bible should be central. As lay groups, the Bible should be central. It is our manual. It is the manual of our Christian life. Let us pray for ourselves that we may be responsible towards Mother Earth, but also make the Bible as part of what we are, especially during this month, and of course going beyond.